know about, suppose x of s equal to suppose 1 by s plus a. Okay, if it is, if real part of a is greater than minus a, then we able to know, we know how to draw the s plane. S plane is represent, y axis is j omega, and axis is represented by real part of s, and y axis represented by imaginary part of s. What is s? S is nothing but a complex number. Okay, where s equal to sigma plus j omega. So how we can plot the ROC curve or this s plane? We should know this condition. Okay, then only we can plot the ROC. So this condition is that the sigma should be greater than minus a. So minus a is nothing but, it is, you can see here, it is a pole. S equal to, when you equate this s plus a equal to 0, then s equal to minus a. So that is, you can think as a pole. Okay, so pole as a minus a. So since sigma should be greater than minus a, means all the region right side of this pole is represent as a ROC. Okay, I think you should, you know already how to plot ROC. That's, I just give the brief idea. Okay, and I have given also some note based on the Laplace transform, that if ROC is right of the rightmost pole, suppose, then those signals are right. Those signals are, you can say, the signal is right sided signal. So these things we already explained in the last class, and we already learned in the last classes. If you have any doubt, you can ask also. So today I have today we'll discuss about properties of Laplace transform. Okay, as we learned about the properties of Fourier transform, then properties of Fourier series. Okay, similarly there are some properties there for Laplace transform. Okay, why we should study about these properties? Okay, many times I have said that when you know the properties, then you can solve the problem very easily. Okay, if you know the properties, then you can easily solve the problem. No need to do the integration formula. Integration formula means, the integration formula of Laplace is x of s can be find by integration this formula minus infinity to infinity x of t e to the power minus s t dt. Okay, this is the equation for finding the Fourier transform of xt. Okay, so if you're going to solve by integration formula, then it will take more time to solve. But when you know the formulas, then you can very easily solve, or you can get the ideas. Okay, what will be the output? So that's why these properties are very important, and you should do more practice. Okay, based on these properties. Okay, you should do more numerical based on these properties. Okay, so first property is, let me give first property. Linearity property. Linearity property, this property you can find in the Fourier series also, as well as Fourier transform also. Similar property is applicable for Laplace transform also. Okay, so what this property says, x1 of t, if this x1 of t has the Laplace transform as x1 of s. Okay, Laplace transform has x1 of s. If another signal x2 of t has Laplace transform as x2 of s. Okay, what linearity property says? Linearity property means, I think you know, this linearity property means it should satisfy the, can you say, it should satisfy two conditions. What is those? You can write in the chat box, what are the linearity properties? Okay, what are the conditions should satisfy by this linear property? Okay, okay, good. It is additivity and homogeneity. Okay, means it is superposition principle should satisfy by this linearity property. Okay, additivity and homogeneity. So this means if we make, if I multiply alpha with x1 of t and beta, you can put here a or b also, no problem. Anything you can, these are the scalar value, okay? Alpha into x1 of t and beta into x of t in the time domain. Then after Laplace transform also, you will find this alpha should multiply with the Laplace transform of x1 of t, x1 of s plus beta into x2 of s. Okay, similar with the Fourier series as well as Fourier transform. So I have said that when you find the Laplace transform, you should know the ROC. Okay, ROC must for doing the Laplace transform. Then you can plot in the S-plane. Without knowing the condition for ROC, you cannot plot in the Laplace transform. Why it is important? Because last class also we see that some signal has same Laplace transform, but their ROC is different. That's why if you do not write the ROC at the right hand side, then there has some problem. Okay, there's a problem in your concept or in the concept or what you solve the problem. So side by side you should write the ROC also. Then only that your statement is fully correct. If you don't write the condition, that your statement is not correct. So you should write the proper ROC condition. Suppose x1t has the ROC as what? R1, okay, and x2 has ROC as R2, okay. And then what will be the ROC after this multiplying and addition of this two signal, okay? The ROC is nothing but intersection of these two region, okay? Intersection should be, is it any problem? Okay, the ROC should be intersection of this two signal. Understand? If another thing you should remember, if this intersection is phi or null, then you should say that we cannot perform the Laplace transform. What I want to say, understood? If one signal, suppose one signal has ROC in S-plane, one signal has ROC at right side of this point. Okay, another signal, suppose x2 signal has ROC at less than of minus a. Okay, and when you find this is suppose region 1 R1 and this is for R2. Okay, and when you find the intersection, you can see there is no intersection for this graph. So then you can say that signal does not have the Laplace transform. Like that you should say the statement. Okay, so these are the concepts you should know very well, and as well as this condition. This condition are very important. This region of interest condition. This ROC condition should know side by side. Okay, let us solve one problem. Then your concept will be clear. Okay. Let me solve a problem related with this linearity property. Okay. Right. Find the ROC, find the Laplace transform, and ROC, find the Laplace transform and ROC of a signal, suppose xt equal to e to the power minus a modulus of t, this. Okay. So this when you're going to solve this problem, if you're going to solve by using the Laplace transform integration formula, then it will take many time. Okay, but if you use the properties, then it will take very less time. Okay, let us solve. That's why these properties are very important. If you go to solve this thing with the integration formula, it will take time. So what is modulus? I think you know what this modulus says. Okay, This modulus says if t is equal to t when t greater than 0, and it is minus t when t less than 0. Okay, this is the definition of this modulus of t. Okay, so you can write a different way. You can write like this: x of t equal to e to the power. If you take t greater than or equal to 0, then you can write like this: minus a t. Okay, in a condition you can write like this: t greater than or equal to 0. Okay, and you can write here e to the power. If you take t less than 0, obviously this t mod of t is nothing but minus t, isn't it? That's why it's come as a t. So these two function you can write, and overall you can write how this thing you can write. Let me write like this. You can write this thing as a like this also: e to the power minus at u of t. Okay, and plus e to the power minus at u of minus t. Okay, why I am doing this? Why I am doing this? Why I have brought this u of t here? Because we know Laplace transform of this function. Okay, and this function we have solved in the first problem in the Laplace transform in the previous two class. I have solved this, and we know the Laplace transform. That's why we have tried to find this signal in terms of ut. Okay, then obviously we can find the Laplace transform very easily. Somebody messaged. Let me see. Sir, it should be t greater than or equal to 0. Well, yes, sir. It should not be t greater than or equal to 0. Why? If t equal to 0, then x t equal to 1. At t equal to 0, then x t equal to 1. Yeah, obviously if t equal to 0, what is the value of e to the power 0 equal to 1? Yes. Then what do you want to say? Let me see. Because you know what is the, first of all you say me, okay, what is the definition of ut? What is the definition of how, when I can write here ut? Okay, can you say what is the definition of ut? Definition of ut is nothing but ut equal to 1, amplitude will be 1 when t greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for t less than 0. Understand? We should write only t greater than 0. Wait. Then it will be 2. Yeah, one thing is correct, because u of minus t also there. Okay, when you put here also, you write like this. Okay, I will explain about this thing, or I'll correct it later. But I think it's t. I think modulus is okay. T greater than 0. Okay, right now you write this. I'll say right now you write like this only. If t greater than 0, you put this, and if less than, then you put this. Okay. But how you can write? You write like this only. I will explain whether it's wrong or not. Later on, I'll explain you. Okay. But write like this because this condition is correct. Okay. Ut for ut equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to 0. That's why I am writing here t. No. ut, I am writing here ut. Okay, if t less than 0, then it is 0, and for t less than 0, it comes for the e of minus t. Okay, I'll explain this thing. So right now, come to this step. I will explain this step later on. Okay, so that is correct or not. And come to the Laplace transform. So why I am forming this thing? Because we know the Laplace transform of this signal. Okay, so now we'll take the Laplace transform in the both the side. Taking Laplace transform in both sides, what will have? It is x of s equal to is nothing but 1 by that s plus a. Okay, and this Laplace transform is nothing but minus 1 by s minus a. Okay, so now a very interesting point is that what is the ROC of single one? What is the ROC of this signal? If we take only
Sir,
this, yes.
The Laplace transformation of e to the power of minus 8 is 1 by s plus c, no, sir. For both you gave e to the power of minus 80 only, no, sir.
This is should be plus. Is it okay now? E to the power 80. I mistakenly write that.
Yes, sir.
It's okay, no? So come to this signal. If you take, you have to find the ROC of this signal as well as this signal. Okay, individually you have to find the ROC. Then what will be the resultant ROC of this sum of these two signal would be intersection of these two signal. Okay, what is the ROC of this? This should be sigma greater than minus a. Is right? ROC is sigma greater than minus a. And for this, what is this? For this, sigma less than a. Okay, but this condition fulfill only when if a greater than 0. Okay, if a greater than 0, then only this this condition will fulfill. Okay, another condition is sigma less than minus a and sigma greater than a. This condition is for what? If a less than 0. Okay, so we have got two ROC based on the values of a. If it is positive values, then we can write this first condition, and if it is negative, then we can write second condition. Okay, now you have to decide which one is correct. Now you have to decide which one is correct. Okay, like this, if I am saying if a greater than 0, then what are the sigma greater than minus a and sigma less than a. Okay, then what is the ROC? Resultant ROC you can write. Resultant ROC should be intersection of these two. Okay, is there any intersection between this graph? If you plot, then you can understand. Okay, let me write. When you plot, you can understand. Okay, this is sigma and this is j omega. Here said first one is ROC is greater than minus a. Okay, this is minus a. ROC is right of this minus a. Okay, and what is second condition? Sigma should be less than a. Suppose a is here, sigma should be less than a. Okay, so now we can see there is intersection point. So ROC is resultant of these two. The ROC is nothing but minus a greater than sigma less than a. Understand? This is the ROC of this resultant ROC of this. Okay, what is the condition for second one? Can you draw that? Draw that for condition second condition. sigma j omega. Okay. And what is the second condition? If a less than 0, a less than 0, what is the condition? Suppose here minus a and here a. One condition is sigma should be less than minus a. Okay, let me see. Sigma should be less than minus a. So ROC is left side. And another is, what is another? Sigma should be greater than a. Sigma should be greater than a. So you can see if a less than 0, then R1 intersection R2 means resultant of these two signal is nothing but phi. Okay. So this signal is exist. The Laplace transform of this signal is exist only if a greater than a. Okay. So you can write like this. Xt has Laplace transform if a should be greater than a. Okay. And it is given as x of s equal to nothing but 1 by s plus a minus 1 by s minus a. Okay. You can sum. You can do this LCM also. And what is the ROC? ROC is minus a sigma a. Is it clear? Up to this, is it clear or any doubt? This is very important. Okay. This when you're going to find the ROC, okay, these two conditions you check. Okay, you should check anytime, or for each numerical you have to check these two conditions. For if some a value is given, it's not numerical like 2 or 3 is given, then no case. Okay, if e to the power 5t is given or e to the power 70 is given or in numerical value is given, no problem. But if e to the power 80 is given or bt is given or something letter is given, then you have to check these two conditions. That you should remember. Okay, you should check these two conditions to find the region of interest. Otherwise, it may there have many chance to you get the wrong answer. Okay. Come to the next property. Second property is time shifting property. So how you find sigma greater than minus a? So sigma less than minus a, all this. Okay. Somebody asked question about how we can write this sigma less than minus a or greater than minus a, all of this. Okay. Okay. If you listen my previous class, okay, when I solve when you find the Laplace transform of e to the power minus 80, there I have explained this thing. Okay, how this ROC condition has come. I have many times says, okay, there has very important step. Okay, I have said like this. When I solve this thing to find the Laplace transform of e to the power minus 80 e of t. Okay, should I explain again? Should I explain again how I have found these conditions, ROC condition? Yes, sir. Okay, let me explain briefly. Okay, Yes, sir. Okay. So somebody asks, then how we can find this condition? 1 by s plus a. I have written that this condition, ROC condition 1 should be sigma should be greater than minus a, or another I have written sigma should be less than minus a. Okay. If you see in my previous class, okay, there I have given those things already. Then also let me explain once more. I have given one problem, you can see. Okay, I have given one problem. Find the Laplace transform of x of t e to the minus at ut. I have given this thing. Okay, and let me solve briefly. Okay, you have to solve by integration formula x of t. You can see here in the previous classes. Minus if you put the xt here, it's to the minus at u of t. I have given already this thing. Dt. U of t is there, that's why you can write this integration from 0 to infinity u of t minus at. Okay, you can write like s plus a t dt. Okay, so what is the integration? Integration is minus s plus a e to the power minus s plus a t, and limits are 0 to infinity. At this step I have explained also. When I explain, at this step is very important, that's why I am give stress when I explain this thing also. At this stage is very important, is that right this denominator part you just bring outside s plus a. Okay, and here you put the infinity to the power minus s plus a infinity minus e to the power minus s plus a into 0. This step is very important, I have said also. Why it is important? Because s plus a, because this thing, okay, this thing, this e to the power minus s plus a into infinity, okay, its value will be 0 when somebody okay, it's this value is 0 when this s plus a, I have seen many times, this s plus a should be greater than 0, isn't it? Okay, and this is nothing but it's 0 multiply with 0, nothing but e to the power 0 is 1, so it is 1 only. Okay, so this s plus a is nothing but you can write it is real of s plus a, because a is a real number, that's why that real number should be sum up with the real part of the s number. S is a complex number, and real part of s is nothing but sigma plus a. Okay, greater than 0, that's why sigma is here greater than minus a. Okay, so when you multiply this thing, you will find s plus a. So this thing we have found, this thing I have write, that's this condition is sigma should be greater than minus a. This thing I have write here in this step. Okay, sigma should be greater than minus a. Okay, and for this also I have given in with a different 4 line I have given. I think that's similarly like this. You have another 4 values, like if e to the power at u of t is there. Okay, then you have Laplace transform of nothing but 1 by s minus a. Okay, and sigma greater than 0. Similarly, you have, if you have to do this by integration formula, you can find this thing. Just I have given like this, e to the power minus at u of minus t, Laplace transform is nothing but 1 by s plus a, where sigma less than minus a, and 4 is minus e to the power at u of minus t. Laplace transform is nothing but 1 by s minus a, sigma less than a. Okay, so this is nothing but a only, this not 0. So in this case, you can why e to the power minus sa plus a equal to 0 when a plus a. Somebody again questions this. Okay. Then why I am writing here e to the power minus this thing as a 0. Okay. Okay. Let me explain in the next slide. Somebody asked question why I have written e to the power minus s plus a into infinity. Infinity is there. Okay. Into infinity is there. You can see here. You can see here infinity term is there. Okay. So this as a 0. Somebody asked me why I have written this thing as a 0 if s plus a is greater than 0. Okay. Let me explain. Okay. Let I have taken s plus a nothing but what? Some value of what? Some value of suppose p. Okay. Then how we can write e to the power minus p into infinity. Okay. So I have already explained what is the plot of this thing minus alpha t. What is the plot of minus alpha t? The plot of minus alpha t is nothing but it is gradually decreasing. Gradually decreasing. Okay. It is gradually decreasing when the ultimate at t equal to infinity. If you put t equal to infinity, then what is the value? Can you say? It is nothing but it is a minus infinity minus. Don't give here alpha, it will confuse you. It will confuse you. Suppose a is there, okay, or b or any letter, it is minus 80 is there, okay, and this graph is decreasing when a greater than 0, okay, and at t equal to infinity, we have value at 0, okay, at t equal to infinity, suppose this is xt, this is xt, then xt will be 0. By plot here you can see, okay, and it is a minus 80 if the plot will be, it's like a gradually increasing, okay, when if a less than 0. If a less than 0, obviously this minus sign will be plus, getting plus, and it is where 80 will be there, okay, that's why it's going increasing, and at that time at t equal to infinity it is where minus 80, or you can write the signal xt is infinite, okay. That's why in this case, if you compare with this signal, in this case also, if this p or s plus a greater than 0, then only this signal will be 0. That's why I have written this thing. Are you understand? So once previous page, I'll go. Are you understand this thing? I'll show the previous page. Somebody asked the question why I've written this thing, because when you put this condition is graph is this one, okay. If this is greater than 0, then only you will get a value 0 if s plus a is greater than 0, okay. Okay, you have understand. Somebody asked me